like maybe I was in a bubble within Puerto Rico. But I never met people who did not, who just kind of like, no, I don't need to finish high school. It was pretty clear that you needed to at least finish high school.
So how does the healthcare in Puerto Rico compare to the healthcare here?
So in Puerto Rico, we have, I think it's like the Obama, kind of like an Obamacare type of thing. It's called La Reforma. And I don't know if I was in it or if I've ever been in it. But, so, is Obamacare free?
Some levels.
There's
different levels
No.
depending on your income.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Some people it's free.
yeah, I don't know how it goes. So yeah, I remember my healthcare was very like the cheapest option, and it was compared to here it's very cheap. I think I paid like $175 a month, which I think I've heard is pretty cheap, but I think also it's very cheap treatments. So you kind of get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a private healthcare plan, then you had to go to their specific doctors, and it was very bureaucratic. Like, there's a lot of you couldn't
Like
just go and
just jump through a lot of hoops.
yeah to get anything. And if you don't know how that goes, then it's most people were like, I'm not even gonna deal with it, and they wouldn't. So, because to get like an appointment, you would maybe it was like from like a month or more, like 2 months to get a visit to a dermatologist or anything. So there aren't that many doctors. That's the other thing, because Puerto Rico, since the economy is so bad, there's like they call it like a brain drain. So anybody who has good education or who can leave and get a better like life will leave, and then who stays?
And that's what we found. I was doing some research that it's the doctors are all leaving. They can make more money in the States, and so now there's a lot of need for people that need appointments that can't get one for like a year.
Yeah, that's very true. So a lot of the talent is and people who get educated there in Puerto Rico with like the Puerto Rico's education system, they leave. So that's really unfortunate, because especially any doctor with a specialized doctors, they're like impossible to get. So
is it typical for a woman in Puerto Rico to have access to mammograms and pap smears and preventative care, or is that because it's specialized, it's a little bit difficult?
No, I think I found that it was, for me it was easy to get, as a woman, to get all my basic checkups done. But I never had any issues. So I don't know how that goes. But I do, so when I moved here, because I got a full-time, my job gave me, was, like, one of the benefits was healthcare. And I had, recently I went to the dentist. And right away, like, you notice the differences from the infrastructure, the equipment here is different, more sophisticated, and it's also more expensive at the end. So let's say today, or that one, like the basic cleanup and checkup and kind of the first visit was covered by the healthcare, but then after that you get a budget, right? And if you like, let's say, then yeah, like the next visits, if I were to get, because I had a cavity, like in 2 molars, and to work on those, yeah, the bill was really, really high. It was like $200 or $300, and I had never paid anything like that back home. But I think it's also because the treatments were also very cheap. So I would pay a deductible. Usually it was like $30 on most visits to doctors. So I don't know.
How did you feel in terms of like how you were personally like spoken to or treated like in the healthcare industry here? Is it different in terms of like how you're treated as a patient and communicated to?
No, I think that the doctors there were great also. Like, they're really easy to talk to. I feel like, and this is something that I want to go back and ask my uncle. Because now it's something that interests me, and it's something that I hadn't thought about. So I want to ask him, what are those differences? Because he did, right before coming here, I called him and was like, hey, I'm gonna meet up with these girls, and he was telling me, yeah, there are differences in the healthcare system, but he was busy at the time and he couldn't talk to me, so he'll get back to me later. But I think it's, I don't know, but I think it's that's one of the things. Like, it's cheaper for the people, but it's also cheaper treatment or cheaper service.
Cool. So you just went to Puerto Rico after the hurricane. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that was and how it is to have your family there, and what health concerns and healthcare issues you see now with this disaster?
Yeah, that was one of the, that's the one thing that scared people the most. That's the first thing you want to have, health, right? Yeah. So for us that we're young, that we don't think about that as much right now, but it's something that we should, it gave me perspective. Like, oh, what about older people? Or thinking about, for instance, my aunt here in Washington, she had cancer, and through complications now she has to dialyze every night, and that's a machine that's connected to the power grid. Mm-hmm. So if that were to happen in Puerto Rico,
right,
and you need to dialyze every night to live, and you don't have any power, what do those people do?
right.
So I don't know like what those people are doing. I'm guessing generators which run with gasoline, and that's why at the beginning getting gasoline was crazy. People would go on 8-hour long lines to get some gasoline, and